Hello, my name's Nat. Let's see what's making news. The government has released its first ever climate risk assessment. Here's Sass to tell us all about it.
This here is Australia's first ever National Climate Risk Assessment. And like its title suggests, it's basically a big look into how Australia's climate is changing and what those changes could present for us and our environment. The report found 63 nationally significant climate risks, including things like species loss, food and water security, and health and wellbeing risks. Two of its major warnings were about rising sea levels and heat waves. It found that 1.5 million Australians are at risk from rising sea levels by 2050, unless climate change can be limited.
There isn't an Australian community that isn't impacted by climate change going forward, and there isn't an Australian individual for whom those impacts won't be real and material.
Now, this may be feeling a bit doomy and gloomy, but it's important to remember that reports like this help lead to change. They help lay out what opportunities there are for our country to take climate action. Today, the government released a national adaptation plan, which outlines how the government is going to act. And this week, the government's also going to announce its emission target for 2035.
The worst impacts are still avoidable. We are living in climate change now, and it's too late to avoid any impacts. But it's not too late to avoid the worst of the impacts.
Today marks 25 years since the Olympics came down under. Sydney was completely transformed to host the 2000 Games, which are still remembered by many as the best games ever and a really important moment in Aussie history.
I can still hear, the cheers from the stadium.
With the help of more than 40,000 volunteers, it put Australia on the international stage and was jam-packed with iconic moments like Cathy Freeman lighting the Olympic cauldron before sprinting her way to a 400-metre gold medal win.
This is a famous victory, a magnificent performance.
The Olympics will return to Australia in 2032 when they come to Brisbane. Hawthorn are off to the AFL preliminary finals. Jen has that and more in sport.
Hawthorn has ended Adelaide's season after a convincing 34-point triumph in the semi-finals.
Preliminary final! Here they come!
The Hawks scored 2 goals within the first 30 seconds of the game.
Guess who? Jack Gunston!
Midfielder Jai Newcombe led the side's charge, backed up by forward Jack Gunston. Hawthorn will now face their rivals Geelong in a preliminary final.
They're annoyingly good, and hopefully it's our turn to get rid of them.
It was one of the most dramatic finals in NRL history.
An ending you could not script!
The Raiders had all of Canberra behind them as they took to the field, and by halftime the Green Machine was ahead by 6 points. Reece Walsh and Hudson Young were both sin-binned after an on-field clash, along with Pat Carrigan a few minutes later, allowing the Raiders to extend their lead by 16 points. But once Walsh hit the field again, the Broncos started to make a comeback.
Reece Lightning!
And it was Ben Hunt who secured the 29-28 win for the Broncos, with a 40-metre field goal during Golden Point, sending the side to the preliminary final. And finally to the UK, where Matilda's star Sam Kerr has returned to the pitch for the first time since tearing her ACL back in 2024. Kerr took to the field in the 75th minute of this weekend's match against Aston Villa and made quite the entrance, scoring her 100th goal for Chelsea, helping the side bring home a 3-1 win.
Now it's time for some stories that'll make you go, ooh, ah, yeah. First up to the US, where 15-year-old British actor Owen Cooper has just made history as the youngest ever male to win an Emmy Award.
Honestly, when I started these drama classes a couple of years back, I didn't expect to be even in the United States, never mind here.
Owen took home the gong for his role in the hit Netflix show Adolescence. Now to Mexico, where a truck carrying soft drinks has fallen into a sinkhole. Don't worry, nobody was hurt. But the videos quickly went viral on social media as authorities tried to work out a safe way to remedy the situation. And finally, to a world record attempt in Nigeria for the largest pot of jollof rice in the world. Headed up by local celebrity chef Hilda, who's just spent the last 9 months working out how to pull it off.
It's a great personal achievement to do something like this, but ultimately it's also just bringing people together.
And bring people together it did. Thousands of people flocked to the event to watch it all unfold. Well, that's all from us today. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.